Well, it's Thanksgiving, though. I can't say anything too mean, right?
I mean, we can say fuck Dallas,
This
but
is,
like that's obvious.
yeah,
That's
fuck,
obvious.
and fuck Philly. Like, I mean, I still got to keep that trend going. They're not playing great, so my fuck Philly trend has been working. Fuck Philly, fuck Philly, fuck Philly, fuck Philly, fuck Philly.
It's like a superstition at this point.
But you're still losing, so that's all that matters.
Yeah.
What is going on, guys? Nick's Picks, week 12 of the NFL season, and I am joined, as I am always, by Ben. Ben, we are in week 12 of the NFL season. We are getting closer and closer to the end of the NFL season, and you still trail by 10 points, so you might want to start your little comeback here, your second one of the season, pretty soon. But happy Thanksgiving, everybody. It is week 12 of the NFL season, and Ben, how are you doing?
Atlanta's banged up, but we might fight for a top pick. So I'm basically in purgatory.
Well, like I said, guys, it is Thanksgiving Day, so I hope you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving with your family out there. So eat a lot of turkey, enjoy some football. I mean, there's not really that many great games on today. The Giants play today, which is a little weird. I'm not used to watching the Giants on Thanksgiving, but they're gonna lose. So if you guys could see from the title screen of the video, I still have the lead in Nick's Picks. I actually didn't move anywhere, didn't gain any, didn't lose any. I still have the 10-point lead as we both went on to score 6 points last week. But how did we go on to score 6 points last week? Well, let's go into the week 11 recap. It started with the Thursday night game with the Tennessee Titans and the Green Bay Packers, a game that Ben thought that Aaron Rodgers was going to come back and beat this kind of on and off Tennessee Titans team. But no, they were on this week, and the Tennessee Titans went on to beat the Green Bay Packers 27-17 on Thursday night. We move into the Sunday games. The Detroit Lions had a game, and we'll get on. We'll just move on from that. We won't even
Wait, who do they? I think they played the Giants, and I think what was it like 20? What was it again? Like
31-18.
oh yeah, that's right. All right. Now let's go on to the next game. Hey, look on the bright side. You lost to a team that also lost to Pack. Oh wait, the Packers are also trash. But you beat them in London. Look, man, I know I'm down 10 points, but I gotta get some digs in.
I don't know how I didn't end up being able to dig you on this one, but the Atlanta Falcons actually managed to beat. Oh, I mean, you got the pick wrong, but the Atlanta Falcons managed to beat the Chicago Bears 27-24. Atlanta's just the most weird, inconsistent team in the fucking league. I don't understand it. I'm sure you
don't
don't
remind
either.
me.
The Buffalo Bills in Detroit managed to beat the Cleveland Browns due to the snowstorms in Buffalo 31-23. They actually went back to Buffalo to help shovel out some of their families before going back to Detroit to have to play Detroit this upcoming weekend. So a lot of traveling between Buffalo and Detroit for Buffalo, but still think that they are on a roll ever since their loss to Minnesota. Philadelphia Eagles barely squeaked one out against the Indianapolis Colts 17-16, which is why I said this fuck Philadelphia trend is definitely fucking working, because there's no reason the Eagles should have almost lost to the Indianapolis Colts. That should have been another one that the Eagles blown them out, but the Eagles are starting to go on their own little cold streak. So fuck the Eagles, fuck the Eagles, fuck the Eagles. Well, I got my 2-point conversion wrong, because this was the lowest scoring game of the week, and it ended on a punt return touchdown, and the New York Jets had negative 21 passing yards in the second half of this football game, by the way. New England Patriots went on to beat the New York Jets 10-3. Also, another fun fact to point out about the New York Jets, and I'm going to get to this a little bit more in my 2-point conversion. Joe Flacco, who played for only 3 weeks this season, has the most touchdown passes for the New York Jets.
I want you to know I didn't know they had negative passing yards. I genuinely did not know that.
At this point, I feel like saying defending champion is just like an absolute shame to the words defending champion, but the defending champion Los Angeles Rams lost again to the New Orleans Saints 27-20. I think it's pretty much over for the Rams at this point. Even if they're to make the playoffs at a wild card spot, they don't deserve it. Probably one of the worst defending champions in NFL history. Another low scoring game. The Baltimore Ravens went on to beat the Carolina Panthers 13-3. A wager pick Ben finally got right going for him, but I mean, it was a closer one than it probably should have been. Either way, the Ravens still continue to hold the lead in the AFC North, winning games that they should be winning, but when it comes playoff time, these are the type of wins that make you scratch your head. The Washington Commies went on to beat the Houston Texans 23-10, and I haven't said this in a couple weeks, but I can't remember who the fuck asked. Speaking of who the fuck asked, the Oakland, or Las Vegas, again, who the fuck asked? Where are they playing? Who cares? The Raiders went on to beat the Denver Broncos 22-16 in overtime. Both teams pretty much out of it at this point. Not really a whole lot left on that game. This was the biggest shocker of the week. The Dallas Cowboys went on to beat the Minnesota Vikings, and we thought they were going to beat the Minnesota Vikings because there was I picked the Vikings obviously, but we thought that there was a chance because we weren't sure if Kirk Cousins, if the 425 game counted as primetime or not. 40-3. The Cowboys just absolutely annihilated the Minnesota Vikings. And you know what scares me the most? The only 3 good teams in the NFC are the Vikings, the Eagles, and the Cowboys. Only 3 good teams in the NFC. Which means the chance that Brady manages to pull off a Super Bowl run in this shit show of a season just keeps getting higher and higher and higher, and it scares me.
Apparently, I think he's still undefeated since the divorce. That's not good.
The Cincinnati Bengals went on to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 37-30. I mean, a good win for the Cincinnati Bengals. They just still don't look like the same Cincinnati Bengals from last season. The Kansas City Chiefs barely managed to squeak one out against the Los Angeles Chargers. I mean, I would hold this a little bit against the Kansas City Chiefs, but like I said, we're still waiting for the Chargers to come out of their shell. So, this could have just actually been a tough game for the Chiefs. Who knows? Because the Chargers are just so inconsistent. But Chiefs still managed to win it and hold a very comfortable lead in the AFC West themselves. And we finished it off with Monday night. The San Francisco 49ers went on to beat the Arizona Cardinals 38-10. Rounding out our week 11, bringing your score 65-55 after both of us scored 10 or 6 points last week, leaving it a 10-point differential. Ben, week 11 happened. Another weird week in the NFL and another weird season in the NFL. What's your overall reaction?
Honestly, Kyler Murray might still be undefeated in Warzone at least. Also, I saw one thing that apparently people are going to look at, in the future, oh, they'll look at Jimmy Garoppolo's record. Why isn't he talked about it as a Hall of Famer? Because it's Jimmy Garoppolo.
So, let's move straight into our game of the week so you guys can go enjoy your Thanksgiving with your family. And just a little sneak peek at all of our picks. I have all of the Thanksgiving Day games. So, all of the games that you are going to be watching today will be included in my picks. So, get ready for that. And we're actually going to start it with the game that you guys are going to be watching tonight, the 8:20 game between the Minnesota Vikings and the New England Patriots. That is my game of the week. Like I just said, the Minnesota Vikings lost 40-3 to the Dallas Cowboys. 40-3 in a game that was barely prime time. And now we're in prime time. Now it's an 8:20 game on Thanksgiving Day, a day literally made around football basically at this point. So everybody's going to be watching this game. The Minnesota Vikings are 8-2 and they're going up against Mac fucking Jones. But because it's Kirk Cousins at 8:20, I'm baiting the challenge out of Ben and I am going with the New England Patriots on the road to beat the Minnesota Vikings in a low-scoring game of 20-17. I can't bring myself to pick Kirk Cousins in primetime. It backfired on me horribly last week, and now that
wasn't even primetime.
I'm bailing on it completely.
All right, and my game of the week is the Cincinnati Bengals going against the Tennessee Titans. And like Nick said in the recap, the Tennessee Titans are honestly just a very on and off team. And I would argue Cincy's kind of the same, but I think they're getting more of their footing as of late than Tennessee, whereas Tennessee is just really just inconsistent in general. I feel like the Bengals are just more of a streaky team, and I think right now they're catching, that hot streak right now. Even though it is in Tennessee, I still like Cincy in this game. I have the Bengals winning this game 27-20 over Tennessee. I'd be very surprised if you did challenge this one, if I'm being honest.
I mean, Tennessee kind of fucked you over last week. It's a decent one. I could challenge that one, but I'm not going to. We move on to our picks of the week. Another Thanksgiving Day game that you guys are going to be watching today. I'm kind of moving backwards in order of your Thanksgiving Day games. I went from the night game, now I'm in the afternoon game between the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. It's in Dallas. Ben, just beat the fucking commies. Please, just beat the commies because we're going to lose this game to Dallas. We're going to lose 34-24. We couldn't... All right. A couple weeks ago, we talked about Odell, and we talked about the fact that, I was like, okay, well, we don't really need him. He would help, but, No. We fucking need him at this point. Wan'Dale Robinson just went down with an ACL injury. We're done. We're out of wide receivers at this point. There's none left. Like,
wait, who's number 19 again?
Shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry. I had
of course,
to get
Dallas has to be hot right now too. Like, that's the worst part.
All right. Well, I know you want Atlanta to beat the Commies. I do not, actually. And I'm hoping that they don't, because in a weird, twisted way, even though I would love Atlanta to make the playoffs, and I think they have a legit shot still, because clearly the only competition is Tampa, and they still got to play them one more time. And I believe it'll be in Atlanta. So they have a chance, but I also want the tank. So I am picking, and I'm also somewhat baiting a challenge, but I don't think I'm going to. I am picking the Commies to win this game 24-17. Another reason why is because Kyle Pitts is hurt. I know I made the joke saying, like, oh, what does he add to the offense? They don't throw to him anyway. He is still down. Atlanta is just surrounded by injuries. So because of that, I just don't feel that confident in Atlanta even trying to make a playoff push because of the injuries. I would be happy if they just put Ridder in for even just the fourth quarter, whether it's a close game or not, just to see what you have in your rookie quarterback. Like, Mariota's solid, but you still got to figure out what you have in Ridder. So, and also I don't care about the Commies. But like I said, I have the Commies winning 24-17 on no basis outside of Atlanta just really injured.
Okay, we move on to the picks that we give each other. This is my only game that is not on Thanksgiving Day. It is between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going up against the Cleveland Browns. I gave Ben the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers just because I kind of hope that the Green Bay Packers go on to win this game. And I kind of hope you pick that so that I can challenge it and then kind of have like a win-win situation going on for me. But anyways, we move on to the Buccaneers going on against the Cleveland Browns. And this is the last time we will see the Cleveland Browns this season without Mr. Happy Endings at quarterback, as he will be coming back next week against his former team, the Houston Texans. As if that's not fucking fishy at all, as that's why, like, that's where the appeal managed to have him come back. But move on from the NFL being scripted a little bit. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers go up against the Cleveland Browns, and I talked about this a little bit earlier. It's scary to think that, yeah, Tom Brady is still undefeated since the divorce. He's in a shitty conference, to where the best teams that he has to beat to get himself back to the Super Bowl is Kirk Cousins in prime time and the Eagles, who, I mean, yes, the Eagles maybe will be a tough task, but like the last couple weeks they just haven't looked like it. So we don't know really if the Eagles are going to be a tough task for him moving into it. But this is the Cleveland Browns' final week without Mr. Happy Endings at quarterback. So I think Tom Brady will stay undefeated as a divorced man, and he will win this game 28-25 over the Cleveland Browns. Only reason I have it so close, Nick Chubb, number one. And number two, it's in Cleveland. I mean, that's pretty much it. But 28-25, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the Cleveland Browns.
All right, like Nick said, I am talking about the Eagles going against the Green Bay Packers. And honestly, there's a lot of me that wants to pick the Packers. I really do want to pick the Packers. But I also know that the Eagles, even though I think they're frauds, they're going to go downhill. And they could start this week. But I also just want to fuck over Nick even more. And I have the Eagles winning this game 30-24. I do have it being a close game because Aaron Rodgers is, even though he has no weapons, I still think is obviously better than Jalen Hurts. But Jalen Hurts also isn't really a bad quarterback in his own right. So I do have the Eagles win this game, like I said, 30-24 over the Green Bay Packers.
I mean, this one doesn't fuck me over too much because the Giants, they're not catching the Eagles. At this point, it's just a wild card or anything, or nothing. We move on to our wager picks, and this is the first Thanksgiving Day game you guys are going to be watching today between the Buffalo Bills and the Detroit Lions. And look, the Detroit Lions, they're playing well, but this is 90% of this is going to be the amount of salt coming out of me because they beat the Giants last week. But also for the fact that the Buffalo Bills, ever since that Minnesota game, they've been playing really well. They seem to do this after a loss fairly well. The one downside to my Super Bowl pick this year is I don't think that they're better than Kansas City. I just, at this point in the season,
It's hard.
I don't think that they're better than Kansas City, but they are clearly better than Detroit. So I have the Bills winning this one 30-23 over the Detroit Lions in Detroit for the first Thanksgiving Day game you guys are going to be watching today. Hopefully the Bills start looking just a little bit better. There's holes on this team that I just didn't think were going to be there, and I don't know. My Super Bowl pick just doesn't even look like the best team in the AFC right now.
Sir, my Super Bowl pick's looking like a lottery pick, and they don't even have first-round picks anymore, so I don't want to hear shit from you. Well, speaking of those Kansas City Chiefs, I have them going against, it is the Rams. Oh, it's even better. Well, if this is even a one-score, no, let me rephrase that. If this is even a two-score game, and I don't even mean 10 points, I mean like 14 points, I will be surprised. Because Cooper Kupp is on IR. They don't throw to Allen Robinson. And Stafford is, well, it looks like he brought Detroit back with him. I'm just going to cut to the chase. Kansas City is winning this game 34-17. I wanted to have Kansas City win by a lot more, but I gave them a little bit of mercy on the Rams. All right, and my 2 point, I'm going back to one that I had, I think it was like week 8 or whatever. Jonathan Taylor, he wasn't doing shit. And I said that he would have, I think, like 50 yards and at least a touchdown. Didn't even play. He was hurt. Being the idiot that I am, decided, you know what? I'll go back to Jonathan Taylor. I'll go back to reliable. But to be fair, since Jeff Saturday has been the head coach, he has averaged a little over, I think he has averaged, when I look, 120 yards and a touchdown in both those games. So I think Jonathan Taylor will keep this hot streak going. He will save my who am I kidding? There's no point saving my fantasy team. But I do think Jonathan Taylor is going to start picking things up. Whether that leads to the Colts winning, I don't care. But he'll get at least 100 yards total and 1 touchdown. Playing a little safe, but I do think he can get it done this week. I don't even know who they play, but I still think they can get it done because, I don't know. Maybe when you look up who it is, maybe I'll change my mind. But I don't care. I'm sticking to my guns here.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm sticking to my guns even more now. Now I'm actually even set in stone.
So that is it for Nick's Picks Week 12. I hope you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving Day with your family. Enjoy all the food. Enjoy the festivities. Enjoy the football. I hope you guys enjoyed Nick's Picks. And if you did, drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Tomorrow, after you're done with all your Black Friday shopping and you take your long-ass nap at home, unless you have to work tomorrow like I do, then I hope you guys join us on the live stream at 6:30 over on Twitch. If you guys are unaware of our schedule, we are live on Twitch Mondays and Fridays at 6:30, Saturdays and Sundays at noon. We are live over on YouTube at 5 o'clock. So I hope you guys are able to hop in the chat and join us for those. And if you haven't followed us on Twitch yet, go ahead and do that now. But Ben, it is 65-55. I still have the 10-point lead, so you got a little bit of catching up to do, but there's still a little bit of time left of the season, plus you got the playoffs to go, so, don't be too worried about it. But is there anything you have to say before we head out of here?
I think I'll have to double check, but I think I'm the only one between the two of us that's still technically in the playoff hunt in the fantasy league, but I haven't checked that thing in like 3 weeks, so I really don't care. I think I'm like the last.
Why bring that? Why? Like, why do you gotta tell people how bad at fantasy football I am? Like,
because I'm not doing much better.
Can't they just think like, wow, Nick's really good at picks. He must know so much about football.
Nope, I ain't giving you that.
Well, happy Thanksgiving, guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And one thing I'm not thankful for is that fuck.
Aw. Thank you.
But I'm thankful for all you guys watching the video and taking time out of your Thanksgiving day to enjoy Nick's Picks. We'll see you guys next week in Nick's Picks. Have a great one. Peace. I did the slow zoom last time. Did you like that?
I did like the slow zoom last time. I'm wondering if you're just going to go like back and forth, as we talk. Or maybe we'll just like cut to me talking and like cut to you just like having this face of just pure disappointment, and then we'll just cut back to me. Bye, guys. Live editing right there, guys. You're welcome. I helped you.